broski. We are hot.
Hot like some buttered popcorn.
Yes.
Happy new week to you, brother.
I appreciate that, man. It is it's a cold new week, but new week nonetheless.
It is brisk out there, man.
It is getting a little too cold.
Oh, even for your for your taste?
Like, I like when it's cold, but I don't like when I go outside and I can't like my joints immediately freeze up on me.
That's not good. That's not a good feeling.
It's not good. It's not good. And we have another year rolling around here in a month, and it's not getting any better or easier.
Don't remind me, man. Old men. Old men. It's catching up to us, brother. we're almost there.
Yeah, but at least it hasn't been monsooning. That's the good part of it.
Yeah, or snow. No monsoon, no snow. So I'll take the stale cold air over those two things any day.
That's fair. That is fair.
I hate a monsoon of rain, and you know how I feel about snow. Like, it's just,
the
worst. So,
hey,
man, we're here.
Take the ride
alive.
out, see what she does, man.
Wait, which one? Mine or yours? I got
Both
baby
of them.
truck.
Why not?
I got baby truck. I don't know what's gonna happen. That Maverick, bro. That's a baby truck.
Yeah, I mean, should get it done.
That's for comfort, not for speed. Okay, dude.
It's like golf clubs. Maybe golf clubs.
Yes, in the back. That's it. That's kind of pushing it a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of. It yells at me. It yells at me like, "You dude, you are at capacity load right now, bro."
This is it. That's all we got.
One set of golf clubs. So, how was your weekend, sir?
Not too bad, man. Kind of sat around mostly. Had band practice Saturday. Then just kind of chilled out, man. Like I said, it was just cold. Like, it was just not worth being outside.
You don't want to do anything.
As cold as it was.
You don't want to do anything when it's cold.
Because what happens is you put on a big jacket because it's cold, and then you do something, and then you're too hot inside the jacket.
It just
doesn't work out.
Winning.
It's just terrible.
Like, it's especially down here in the South. I hate it when it's cold because, like, all right, it's cold enough for me to put like a pea coat on or something. So I put a pea coat on,
yeah.
but I have technology in my truck that I can start it and heat it up. So I get the truck all nice and toasty. So I put this pea coat on. I walk into my garage. I get in my truck. And then I'm just sweating. So halfway up the road, I have to peel the pea coat off while I'm driving. Hopefully, I don't kill nobody or myself, right? And keep it. Happy birthday, brother! And keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what happy birthday cup is. What I mean. I keep on forgetting this is a audio medium. I don't know what it means. So for the people,
I have a happy birthday mug. Happy birthday mug this week. Anyways, yeah. While I had the downtime over the weekend, I caught up on some shows that I've been wanting to watch.
We will get into that, sir.
And then watched all of them, and then watched a couple movies.
We will definitely get into that, but first, from our movie this week, I'm gonna need you to slap a bass line down, and we'll get into that on the pod as well, brother. You ready to rock and roll?
All right.
Welcome to this episode of Movie in a Pod. I am Clyde Smith.
And I am Javier Villalobos.
On this week's episode, we are discussing the trailers for Abigail, Spaceman, Javier's Run to the Cock, and our movie of the week, The Book of Clarence. All right, team. So we got some trailers coming at you here. Abigail, and Spaceman. So know very
Spaceman.
little about these trailers, but excited to rock and roll with them. So, guys, our full reactions on the link tree in the show notes. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All
And
of it, please.
just share the wealth, guys. The more that you like our stuff, repost, all that good stuff, the more great content that we can deliver here for you. So, yeah, thank you for everything you guys do and everything beyond. Roll them trailers, Javi. All right, team. Just watch the trailer for Abigail. And according to IMDb, after a group of criminals kidnap the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld figure, they retreat to an isolated mansion, unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl.
No clue.
Kevin Durant, Catherine Newton, Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Angus Cloud, may he rest in peace, Giancarlo Esposito, Willem Callet, and Alicia Ware as playing the title role of Abigail. JV, this seems like this movie is right up your alley.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
me.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset about it by any means. You can only do a vampire movie and it, not be corny at some point, right? And that's what I'm about in life when it comes to a good vampire movie.
So that's the world I want to live in.
That's that's the sweet spot there. We saw in the trailer like she's obviously the vampire's obviously got some humor and uh some funny ways. Like she was also dancing with like a headless corpse, and that's the kind of stuff I want to see, right? I mean, that's been in like really all the good vampire movies is just like just a little bit of corniness, and
Of
I'm
course.
for it. Yeah.
I don't like this trailer. I don't like this movie. I am tired of scary little kids, man. I don't like it. I don't have
Yeah,
kids.
I mean, I
This
agree
is the
with
reason
that.
why. The Omen Child, Abigail, uh, 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 Children of the Corn. I just don't like anything. Chucky.
Well,
I don't want a kid with a doll around my house.
like a vampire child isn't as creepy as just like a random like kid just like standing in a hallway. To me, like there's just like a little kid standing in a hallway and it's like dark and he's just being creepy. That is worse than a monster child.
The two girls from The Shining who were at the end of the hall dressed the twins girls, and then the blood came out of the elevator. And
Yeah.
like I just so much.
So
No,
we'll go check this one out. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
this is a day one drop for Javi. I don't know, man. Like it has like a really good cast, so they'll probably keep it really funny and lively while they die. But no, like things like this, man, it's just like
Very,
I can't.
very interesting cast.
Very interesting cast, very eclectic cast, but at the same exact time, it's just like movies like this it's good. It's good cinema. It's funny. It's gory. It's awesome. But at the same exact time, it's just like Jason Blum. Like, why the hell do you have to make everything scary? Why does she have to be a ballerina, a little girl, and a vampire? Like, you got to be the three things that I'm scared of the most, all in one.
Three.
Okay.
You
triple threaded this. You triple threat right here. Okay, is this movie?
Yeah.
Team, we will throw Abigail on our socials. The vampire ballerina little girl killing people. Let us know your thoughts, team. All right, team. We got Spaceman. According to IMDb, Jacob Prozaka orphaned as a boy and raised in the Czech countryside by his grandparents, overcomes his odds to become the country's first astronaut.
Hmm.
We got Adam Sandler, Carey Mulligan, Paul Dano as the voice of Hannes, Kunal
Nice.
Nayar, Isabella Rosselló, Lena Olin, and a laundry list of other people as well. I'm gonna start by saying this, man. I like psychological drama is what this movie is. I
Hmm.
don't think this is gonna be like him having to figure out what this being is and is this being like a threat at all. I think it's more of just like a
Yeah.
psychological in his mind, that isolation and how one deals with this with his wife back at
Right.
home. Who knows if the relationship is good? Who knows if the relationship is bad? We kind of saw both sides of that through his dreams or whatever, or his
Yeah.
whatever that, or his thoughts. Um, but this looks like it's a deep dive into a man's psyche being alone for so long.
Agreed. Or the spider just takes over the world. We don't really know where it's going to go yet.
We
That may
don't
be
know.
a crazy twist somewhere in there.
I mean, Paul Dano tried to do it in the Batman. Okay, so let's see what
Yeah.
happens here. You know what I mean?
It's got a track record already.
Got a really bad track record, this kid. Um Also, like it's a like if it's in his mind, my question is what the hell made you conjure up a spider?
Right.
If it's in his
That's kind of
mind. If
weird.
it's a real thing, why the hell is it a giant spider and what eye do you talk to? So confused.
So
Lot
many
of
eyes.
questions.
A lot of eyes. I agree with those questions you have as well. Because it was kind of a lot happened real fast
Yeah.
in the trailer, and like a big progression too. Like there's just a spider like in the ship, and then they're like floating through space, and then he's on, looks like he's on Earth and or somewhere. So a whole lot going on
I have a lot of
for a very short
questions.
trailer. A
I
lot
have
of
a lot of
questions. Yes.
lot of questions. I have zero answers, but
No answers.
we might need to add this to our next season, bro. This looks like it's one that I definitely want to check out and examine. So we might do
Agreed.
that. Netflix drop
And this is right around the corner.
March 1, baby.
Yep.
All right,
Cool
team.
deal.
So we will throw Spaceman on our socials. Uh, let us know your thoughts. Also, let us know what your favorite Adam Sandler movie is. Also, do you like funny Adam Sandler or serious drama filled Adam Sandler? Let us know in the comments,
What
team.
about what about favorite spider movie? Why are
Not
you gonna leave the spider out of Paul
I
Dano?
I hate all spider movies. Arachnophobia.
We, we were just going through your list of fears today.
Uh, Along Came a Spider. There's not even a spider in Along Came the Spider. Is this in the title? I hate that movie. I'm scared of it.
Not gonna be there for that, right?
Not did not pull up to see that movie.
Yeah. Said nope.
Eight-legged freaks. Nope, nope, nope.
Definitely not.
Sorry, David. I'm not gonna be in watch that movie. So, David Arquette. All right, team. Oh yeah, with those on our socials, let us know your thoughts. JV.
Oh boy. Yes, sir.
Let me rephrase what I said earlier. You have been running through the Peacock app, the multi-million
Uh,
media app. What have you been watching on there,
I've been
man?
catching up on a few things. Yeah, I've been catching up on a few things that were um on the list that I just kind of, it started out with Ted. You know, we talked about Ted last week, so I wanted to check that out. I had no clue there was a TV show about it.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, hilarious.
bro.
Like,
Like for 7
like
episodes,
just the whole 7 episodes was fantastic.
from start to finish, there literally is no Like, you remember like from How I Met Your Mother when they go out for New Year's and Barty puts in his like get hype mix and he's like,
Yeah,
we got to stay here. My mix,
yeah,
there's no lows, it's all highs. That's the
yeah.
comedy in Ted. It just stays high the entire time. And if you're a fan of
And
Seth
it's
MacFarlane and his brand of comedy,
yeah,
oh, it's just
that is everything this show is just his comedy.
yes.
Uh, but I mean, the whole cast brings that though. Like, it's really not just Ted; they're all hilarious. Um,
Everybody shines in this show.
so, yeah, and Ted just happens to be the one that can like literally say whatever he wants to, right? Like the other, the actual like people kind of have boundaries, but the bear has no boundaries whatsoever. And that shines like the very first episode, like when they're you remember where they're like eating dinner and there's just all kinds of just a
Nonsense
lot of
going around the
racist things
table.
going around.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the thing with like Seth MacFarlane is like Seth MacFarlane like makes it known where his heart is, right?
Yeah.
And we know like these things are funny, but they're funny in a joking way. It's not to actually like hurt different demographics or groups or races, stuff
Right,
of that
right.
nature. He just brings to light a lot of funny things, and he does that. I mean, it's Massachusetts in the '90s, guys. Okay, like you gotta know
And
who
it
it was.
always and it's like Ted's the one who says things, but then you have like Blair, the cousin or whatever,
Yeah,
that's there to be like, you can't say that.
yeah.
So it's like he says it and then it's retracted like right afterwards. Um, so it man, it was just really. I'm glad you said something about that because that was a good show. That was a good fun
Yeah,
show.
yeah, man. Like that's probably it's still very early in 2024, but like that's gonna be hard to top for as far as like TV shows in 2024, man. The
Yeah,
boys,
it didn't
the next
stop,
season
man.
of the boys has to be up there for to beat this, man.
Yeah,
So I laughed my ass off from start to finish. And you can think about it,
yeah,
like it's John Bennett's character in high school, in the middle of high school, where he's developing, where he's going through a lot of stuff, right? So it's him
yeah,
like finding out about girls, right? He
yeah,
has his own bully, right? And it's how him and his talking teddy bear make it through this world together. And you know what? I love how they, because you watch this show, and little spoiler, you try to figure out like why the hell is a teddy bear in high school with him, right? You see the stills and the trailers and everything. Why the hell is he in high school? The
yeah.
way that they were like, your ass is going to high school, Ted, was a Seth MacFarlane way of like just to move him into high. Like, there's no other option at that point, right?
And he just is. He's just there, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a bear sitting next to you in class, and it's just
It's not. It's 93, bro. Everybody knows that
There's,
he's already did his all
yeah,
famous stuff back in
that's true.
Hollywood and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's it's just a well
Oh
written
yeah.
show. It's it's a it's a family show. You learn a lot. You learn the love they have for each other. There's a lot of growth in every character, except for
Yeah.
Ted, which is the beautiful thing,
He just the
right?
exactly the same character.
The entire family grows, right? Gets more mature in different ways, except for
Oh yeah.
Ted. And that's what's great about this show, man. It's just an American family sitcom told through the
Yeah.
eyes of this teddy bear that came to life, man. Seth MacFarlane, I just keep on doing stuff. I know it's difficult to like create and write and you spend hours and
Yeah.
years on stuff, but like I want more from this guy. If this is the bar of content, this is where it needs to be, man.
Yeah, and I really just like his comedy, man. Like even from Ted to like his movies or like the Orville. The
Yeah.
Orville's kind of weird, but I like it and it's funny because uh, he just has a delivery that you just enjoy. You just enjoy his voice. He's just kind of goofy. Right? He's got a kind of
Yep.
goofy voice when he puts it on. So,
He had
but
Sir Ian McKellen come back to narrate. You had Magneto come back to narrate. Like, that's just dope, man.
yeah,
The situations that were
uh,
tackled and how they were tackled, man. I just had a good time for 7 episodes. I actually went back and watched, like, after you watched the first, I watched all 7 episodes, and then you watched the first episode, and I went back and watched the
yeah,
first episode because I was like, it was that good, man.
yeah. I watched the first one, and I went back like a day or two later and finished it off.
Nice,
Just
nice,
put the time in.
nice.
And then Ted, once that finished up, just rolled right into Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Team, what
it
we'll do, team, is we'll
was
throw
awesome.
Ted on our socials. Let us know your thoughts. If you haven't checked it out yet, do. After you do, let's definitely talk in the comments about your favorite bits about Ted there. All right. Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
I need to know your thoughts about this show because I enjoyed this show. Some
yeah.
people thought it was a little long in the tooth. Some people thought it was horrible. What were your thoughts, man?
It's kind of right there in the middle. Like I enjoyed it. Like enjoyed Anthony Mackie and the other the rest of the cast members. They all had their fun parts.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, it did kind of get a little long here and there. Um, I mean, it's Twisted Metal. It's about driving cars and blowing stuff up and fighting and stuff like that. Uh, so I guess that kind of thing can kind of get a little repetitive, but um, in the long run of the show, like I watched the whole season of it. You know, I'm kind of in the middle, right? Like I didn't, not gonna say it's the greatest show in the world, but I'm also not gonna say it was terrible.
Yeah.
Uh, I think for me, it was more the cast, right? I mean, because when you go into different scenes, like when they get to like the what is it, the Holy Men scene where they're like
Yeah.
fighting there.
Yeah.
Remember that?
yeah. Yeah.
And I don't remember his name. The actor that played the leader, right? He's hilarious though. He's in Parks and Rec and all that. Um,
Oh yeah.
but like I
Jason
didn't expect him to be in there just
Mankiewicz.
hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
preacher. Yeah.
he was he was great. Uh, um, that's kind of what pushed me through it was the characters and the actors, not so much like the story of it all, I guess.
Yeah. That was the fun part, man. And like the two characters that you care about the most, obviously, it's Anthony Mackie's John Doe.
Yeah,
Um, Stephanie Beatrice, who played quiet. I think she was quiet way too long in there, and then like when she finally started talking, it was like, all right, that was the longest reveal ever that you can actually that you talk and that you're okay. Like, I'm kind of like, all right, you've pissed me off since then. So, but dude, let's give it up, man. Your boy Will Arnett voicing Sweet Tooth, and then
yeah,
like Samoa Joe as playing Sweet Tooth, like that was a great combination, man.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like he got some good screen time in there. Um, but at the same time, it was like I think he could have got just a little bit more. Like you see Sweet Tooth's kind of story, but it happens so fast.
Yeah,
Um, maybe we could have had a little bit more of that. Like just open up him a little bit more. Uh, but other than that, I mean, his fight scenes and stuff were pretty awesome.
yeah. So, and I think that's what you're talking about as far as kind of long and there's some scenes that just like, okay, was this necessary? You could have replaced this with
Yeah,
this, and then I would have enjoyed it more, or shorten it from 10 to like 6 or 7 episodes, and then jam pack
right.
everything. But we are getting a season 2 in
Sweet.
December. They renewed it for a second season, so we're gonna see Twisted Metal come back on Peacock, and we're gonna see the adventures of John Doe, quiet and see what old Sweet Tooth is up to.
Cool.
So, yeah, man. Guys, we'll throw this on our socials. Did you watch Twisted Metal on Peacock? If so, did you enjoy it? And who's your favorite character? What's your favorite episodes? Let us know, team.
All right.
All right,
I
man.
did
Let's jump into this
also
week's
catch
movie.
up. Oh, oh.
No, you want to catch up on something? What you want to catch up on,
I,
brother?
I was gonna
This
I was
is
gonna
your
say
pod, damn it.
I was gonna say I caught up with your boy Josh Hutcherson over the weekend too. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's.
Did you really watch that movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Before we
had to,
talk about the
man.
Book of Clarence,
I had
let's
to.
talk about the greatest living actor of our generation, Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah.
Thoughts of this
Yeah.
movie?
You know, the movie, it kind of started out okay, and I see what you mean. Like it started out pretty good, and I was enjoying it. Um,
You're kind
up
of locked
until
in,
like
yeah.
yeah, I was in it. I was like, okay, we got some stuff going on. This is pretty cool. And then it's like they're friendly at some point. I didn't like that. That was like the
Well,
point. I was like, y'all are being too nice right now. What happened? You know,
they all
like
built a fort together. What's going on
yeah,
here?
yeah, like that really lost the horror aspect of the movie. Like it started out pretty strong, and it never really recovered. To be honest with you.
And then like by the end, you're just like, oh, it was this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably had to
yeah,
like tie a bow on it because you have to change it from the video game and stuff like that, but it just lost a lot of luster. Like that first 35 minutes, pretty spot on. Everything after
yeah,
that,
yeah.
eh,
It pulls you in. That little
yeah.
cupcake going around everywhere. That
Yep.
was awesome.
As campy as it
So
was still good up until that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And then I was out, checked out.
But yeah, Josh Hutcherson, he's in every movie in 2024, team. Javi's favorite
Yep,
movie star. He's doing big things.
movie star, movie star.
All right, man. We're going to jump into our movie of the week now.
Cool.
Team, we have the Book of Clarence. Book of Clarence just dropped this past Friday. This is written and directed by James Samuel.
We got a budget of 40 mil, and it's grossed 4.7 mil so far. Starting this, we have Lakeith Stanfield as Clarence, Omar Sy as Barabbas, R.J. Seiler as Elijah, Caleb McLaughlin as Dirty Zeke, and Nicholas Pinnock as Jesus. And a super awesome list of other actors and characters through this movie.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right, man. Go ahead and give us that quick synopsis, man.
Clarence sets off on a journey to be a fake messiah. He's using the acts of Jesus as a model to get rid of his debt and start a great new life.
Yes, sir. All right. So let's start with the lead character here. Top build cast. We have Lakeith Stanfield, and before we even jump into his character, man, it's Lakeith Stanfield. Like this guy, I love this kid and everything, man. He's very talented.
Yes, yes.
You know, we saw him in Haunted Mansion. He did his thing there. He's just a really good actor, and he's coming into his own with more things that he does.
Yeah.
You can't type. This is the guy that you cannot typecast, and I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? So he can do many things, and he has done many things. So can't wait to see a lot more. His character Clarence, though, one, he's a twin. He does have a brother
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, and Clarence is down on his luck, man. He's kind of a we've seen characters like this before, where they're kind of hustlers. They're trying to just make it in the
Yeah.
world. You know what I mean? Um, and they're just trying to get by. There's a girl who has the apple of his eye. He can't get to her because he's a nobody right now. He has no money. He has no real job. He has no real aspirations. Um, but he wants to change the tide. And how does he do that?
Right.
He hustles. He uses
Oh
all
yeah.
of his skills, all of his logic, all of his lies to eventually become this person that he is not until it bites him in the ass. Right? That's
Oh yeah.
that's kind of the funny part about this. And the dichotomy between him and his twin brother is this is around 33 AD Jerusalem, this movie. So Jesus is walking around Jerusalem, doing his thing with his disciples, and his
Right.
twin brother Thomas is one of the 12 disciples. So that was kind of cool to see the connection between how close Clarence, the main character, is to Jesus in this, as he's being the fake Messiah. Um, but man, like this just opens up like, all right, we're in a chariot race. What the hell's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to win some money. Okay, I got you. Um, oh, you live in a shithole with your mom. Okay, like I love
And
the
you
turns
lost
that he
said
have. In
chariot
he really did, really did, really did.
and the horse. Lost it all.
You can't go around that neck of the woods, bro. That little kid's gonna
Yeah.
get you, man.
Every time.
Yo, so but like
Yeah.
I love it, man. Like everything that he tries to do in his head, it's a good idea, but it messes up.
Yeah.
It's almost that like Tom and Jerry thing where Tomcat is thinks he's gonna get Jerry Mouse, but like doesn't end up doing, or like um any of the movies with like there's that hustler who's just trying to has a scheme or a gambit or something, and the gambit never works. Right? That's what
Right.
this character embodies, and that's what we see throughout the movie with this guy.
A lot. See it a lot. Um,
Along the way here, we have R.J. Seiler as Elijah, Clarence's best friend. JV,
oh yeah.
you're my best friend. Why don't you drop some knowledge about Elijah?
Uh, he's just there for his boy, right? Uh,
He
whatever
really is,
Clarence does,
though.
he's there. He's there. He's the whole story. He's right there, uh, helping in his antics,
Yeah.
having his back. Uh, also, he does, the typical friend thing where I think the best part was when like Clarence is getting baptized and he's just kind of standing back there and agreeing with everything John's saying, right? Like you're not. he's, he's like, you're gonna go to heaven, then you're gonna get kicked out, and RJ's in the back, like, yeah, all right, yeah, that sounds about right. All right. Uh, but he tries to talk him out of some stuff here and there, but at the end of the day, it's just like, I want you to know this is it. This is my opinion, but let's go. Whatever you want to do. And the whole movie, that's where he's at.
Yo, man, the definition of like a ride or die right there, man. Like
Yep.
like this, like the friendship between the two. Yeah, me and you, we didn't do like gambits or like flim flams and
Yeah, no.
twistaloos and stuff like that growing up. I don't know what that last one was. I just needed the third one
Oh,
for it to ride, but
yeah, yeah.
we never did it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like that friendship between Clarence and Elijah, it reminds me a lot of me and you, especially like in our early 20s, where we'd go out, wild out, have a good time and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
we'd always back each other up. And even when I go do like something really dumb, even if it's probably a bad idea, you're like, Clyde, here are my reservations, but let's ride. You know what I mean?
Just so you know. Uh, yeah.
So
But
that's just a great
RJ,
relationship.
yeah, RJ, we kind of see him in and out of movies lately. Uh, and uh, everything he's been doing, man, as far as him and his characters, I've really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Um, no matter what the movie is or whatever, that aside, he's always on point.
Agreed.
So I'm looking forward to seeing him around a lot.
Yeah, man. Young kid, only 28, man. Let's make it happen. So
Mm-hmm.
really do appreciate that from him. Um, all right, moving forward here, the third one out of their team is Caleb McLaughlin as Dirty Zeke, and you know what? It took me a minute to
Dirty
realize
Zeke.
that Caleb McLaughlin was the kid from Stranger Things. It took me like the longest time in the movie. I'm like, I know this kid. I've seen this
And
kid before.
that's what he's known from. Obviously, it's just
Yeah,
the thing that's out now. But he's been doing it for not a long time, but uh, I mean, really, he has been doing it for a long time. To be honest with you,
since 2016. Yeah,
12. Really, he's been working since 2012.
that's true. True. Yeah,
Um, but he's known for Stranger Things because that's probably his biggest role. Like, I looking at his stuff he's done some decent movies, but like his filmography and stuff is like one episode here, one episode there, kind of thing, or
yeah,
his
man.
television stuff is. Uh, but now he's hanging out with some big dogs now, getting
Definitely.
getting it rolling. He's in the whole movie. The
Yeah, I
whole
appreciate
movie's
that,
in
man.
it.
Definitely appreciate that from him, man. And like him as Dirty Zeke, he's basically the wheel man. He's the driver, right? Everybody
Yeah,
needs a
yeah, yeah.
driver, and he
He
knows where
knows he
everything
knows everything,
is.
man.
He really does. It lets them
Yes.
know. It tells
Yep.
them, bro.
Yep.
Right? So not as much of a speaking role. Like he has some lines, but not as much as the other two leads. But still just great to see him. He's just a great addition to this cast here.
Yeah, he has his face in front of the camera, like I said, most of the movie, which is awesome for him.
Yeah. All right, here we got Omar Sy as Barabbas, and I love our introduction to this character, right? And this was like one of my favorite scenes. Is his introduction in the fight scene that took place. Like one, you go into this movie not thinking that you're gonna see something like this happen on screen, um, in this movie. And then like this happens like 30, 40 minutes into the movie, and you're like, okay, okay. And then you see Clarence got hands. I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
that either.
yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, Barabbas is a dope character, man. Like a man that is full of like faith in himself
Mm-hmm.
as an immortal is what he calls himself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the hate he has for the Romans. I
Right.
loved every scene that Omar Sy is in. One, he's a huge man.
Yeah.
Omar Sy
Uh,
is absolutely ridiculously huge.
yeah, and he's really uses that to his advantage. I mean, just as an actor in this movie,
Yeah.
um, being able to tower over everybody and uh, just kind of plants himself in that spot that he is. Right, he's kind of turned into the bodyguard security uh, for when he starts to get Clarence starts to get to that Messiah role
Oh
that
yeah.
he's looking for.
Yeah,
But
man.
super cool.
Very enjoyable there, and yeah, just the bodyguard, just there, um, and like kind of threw Clarence around a little bit in that ring, man. That was just a really fun scene to watch, man. It's that
Yeah.
scene and the scene we're going to talk about in the second when we talk about Anna Diop's character, Verinia, that I love the most here, man. So, moving forward, we do have Anna Diop, and she's Verena. She's the love interest of Clarence. Like this is the woman that Clarence has his eye for. He loves this woman,
Yeah.
wants to settle down with this woman. That's it. But she knows that he is not the right man for her.
Yep.
She knows it, but doesn't know it at the same exact time, right? It's like, should I be with the bad boy? Ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the
Yep.
character that he is to her. So, they have some situations. And once he does become this Messiah character, once he is loaded with money, once he does have fame and riches, my favorite scene of the movie, dude. I haven't had this song. I have the song stuck in my head since I watched this movie yesterday. Is he brings her into like that Jerusalem nightclub? Okay, in the
Yep.
Jerusalem nightclub, there's the dancing, there's the music, right? There's the
Yeah.
kiss. They're playing the Jones Girls Nights Over Egypt. I'm like, yo, if you're gonna construct a movie like this and then add like that hip hop R&B flavor to this, and you add that
Yep.
82 track Nights Over Egypt, man, like, bro, I could watch that scene over and over again, man. That was just a really
Yes.
fun. It was beautifully lit. The women were
Yeah.
gorgeous. The guys were dancing on cue. It was like the scene from the original House Party, right? When the girls are dancing on one side, the guys are dancing on the other, and everybody was just
Yeah. Yeah.
vibing, having a good time until they all got together. Dude, I left the theater like, yo,
Good
man,
call.
that's cinema right there, man. Right?
Good
If
good
you're gonna
reference.
take I mean, a little something, something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're gonna take like cues from different cinema in your life as a movie maker, like that's a good one to take. And he put his own twist on it, man. I just love that scene. I've been listening to Nights Over Egypt, bro, all day
All
on
day.
repeat, all
All
day.
day.
Before this pod,
Let's
bro, I was
go.
over there. Do 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 do. Can you play that on
Yeah.
bass?
Yeah.
Probably can you?
Most likely. Yeah.
Do 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 do. Nights of Egypt. We're gonna get sued for that. Sorry, the Jones
Yeah.
sisters.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're gonna demonetize this pod.
All right, move forward here. Uh, we got a whole host of cast of characters we could run through here, man. We got uh David Oyoya as John the Baptist. His scene was just smacking the shit out of Clarence a few
Yeah.
times.
It's so
My,
good.
it was
So
good.
good.
It really did.
So
Boo, you
good.
stupid.
Yeah.
We have Michael Ward as Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot is obviously being the one who betrays Jesus. Alfred Woodard as the Virgin Mary. Tiana Taylor as Mary Magdalene, the prostitute who gets saved by Jesus. Marianne Jean Baptiste Amina plays Clarence's mother. James McAvoy, right? Young Professor X plays Pontius Pilate, the one who washed his hands and actually had Jesus crucified. Benedict Cumberbatch as
Uh-oh.
Benjamin. Now let's stop here for a second. As much as I enjoyed James McAvoy in this movie as Pontius Pilate, I loved Benedict Cumberbatch's character more, right? Because we opened the movie with this guy. Okay, spoilers ahead, team. We open the movie with this guy, and you
You just
don't know
spoiled the
that
whole thing.
it's.
You just spoiled the whole thing for everybody.
we,
That was the
we,
whole that was the whole plot of the movie is based on his character.
it's so good though. It's so good. I'm so confused because I don't even know that it's Benedict Cumberbatch in the beginning, right? We open the movie
There's
with his face.
hardly a way to know that.
There's no way, right? And then this is like you see him begging Clarence a few more times, and you're just like, wait, what? That can't. Okay, so I've seen James McAvoy in the trailer. I did not see Ben. We're halfway through this movie. What the hell is going on here, right? And then the big reveal about what happens and everything, and you're just like, oh, that is Benjamin Cumberbatch, and his scene just effing hilarious, man. Like, you don't think there's gonna be that much comedy in this movie, and there's not like over the top, but the comedy bits were there, man, and they were sprinkled and they were laugh out loud funny, man.
Agreed.
We got Nicholas Pennock who played Jesus, and just really cool, man.
really, really cool dude, man. Really cool dude.
Like if I could imagine Jesus, man, like that's him. He's just super cool, man. He's just
Yeah.
chilling. He's just chilling in Jerusalem on the steps. Got his boys around. You know what I mean? One of y'all gonna
Mm-hmm.
betray me? It's probably you, you bald bastard. You know what I mean? So, right?
Yeah,
It's
he
just
knows.
really cool performance, man. Guys, so yeah, that's our cast of characters, man. JV. Let's jump into just the look and feel of this movie and the music, man. Talk to us.
Yeah, look and feel. We change to a lot of different places, but I would say they kind of all look the same for the most part. But we do get cool the night scene or the nightclub scene kind of thing. That was probably one of the coolest
Yeah.
parts of the movie. But that really even wasn't the location. That was the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's kind of how it was through the whole movie. They didn't really make any scenes stand out. They really let the characters handle that for the most part. From what I saw, I mean, it was still, they were out in the open a lot. So you got some kind of big field views and kind of got to see some of the towns from far away and things like that. They look pretty cool, but nothing too crazy.
I agree, man. So when you're making a movie like this, right? I compare it to, well, my dad compares movies like this to that first Thor movie, right? Remember that first Thor movie where it looked like there was like the royal family and like Thor's crew were the only people who lived in Asgard, right? Like that was the feel in that
Hmm.
first Thor movie. It felt like there was like 8 or 9 people who lived in all of Asgard.
Gotcha.
Um, right? This movie is the total. That's kind of like the bar. It's super low in regards to that. This was filmed in Matera, Italy, and man, looked like this looked like Jerusalem. This looked like a world
No,
that is lived in. A lot of people, a lot of characters, right? The
yeah,
just the way that the lighting and the scenes and the sets and everything, man, it just looked really good. I thoroughly love that. Like even
yeah,
when they went, and then when they were trying to get the idea and they went to go to the hookah lounge or whatever, like their their conversation from to there and then sitting down and kind of getting high at the hookah lounge, right?
yeah,
That seemed like, yo, that's how these guys got down in Jerusalem, right? In AD
yeah,
33. Everything seemed like it did fit. How the Romans were kind of just walking around and asking for papers and stuff like that. Um Everything felt like that's exactly how things were, man. It never took me out of the movie where it was like, nah, that doesn't make any sense. That's not Jerusalem around Jesus
yeah,
time, right? I was in
yeah,
it. I was
yeah.
locked in.
It stayed as a very good background, like it should be
Yeah.
been right.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing real fancy, obviously, because it wouldn't have been nothing real fancy around that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and you just filled it with people working, people being around. That's what really made the scene look good.
That was dope. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
definitely dope, man. And
Uh,
like the one thing with um Jamie Samuel, the director, man, he the harder they fall in this, he does his own soundtrack and he brings in
yep.
a lot of talent, man. Brings in a lot of talent. So, when they were getting high, they had that Jay-Z verse, they had some Kid Cudi on there, man. It's hip hop, it's R&B. It's real dope, man. I like his style.
Yeah.
I really like his style, man.
Yeah. I
He
was a big
wasn't too
fan of the
like over the
music.
top.
That's really what pulled a lot of the kind of traveling scenes together.
Yeah.
When he's walking, just being cool, and when they're on their journeys, just that the soundtrack was really a good character in the movie as well.
Yeah, you can almost say, man, like between this movie and the harder they fall, uh James Samuel does make the soundtrack a character. You are right. I totally agree with that, man. He definitely
Yeah.
killed that. in regards to the music. Um, bro, that Nights Over Egypt, man. I was just like, so when that shit, bro, when that shit first, like, I'm sorry, man. So like, when that shit first, when that beat dropped, man, I was just like, I know this song. I know this song,
Yeah.
bro. Like, what is that? And then like the girl starts. I'm like, I know that. Oh yeah, bro. So
Oh.
I was in my seat vibing, enjoying,
Yeah.
encompassed in a movie, man, and like I just really
Agreed.
enjoyed that, man. It was really fun. So, all right, man. Let's talk about a theme. Let's talk about a theme, man. Um, I think James Samuel, he's telling a lot in this, man.
Yeah.
This is about, you can compare this to how colored folk are being treated today. You can take this as far as um, how the Jews were persecuted during World War II, right? You can even talk about like the faith that you have, maybe just not even in God or Jesus, but like in yourself to do better, right? So there's a lot of
Yeah.
themes that he's throwing out of us, man. I'll tell you, so there's a lot, but what I tell you, what I got out of this movie, right, is what James Samuel was telling me is, um, you know, above all things, man, like go out and be the best person that you can be, right? And the turn for that is like Clarence was pretty much an asshole while he was doing his Messiah thing because
Yeah.
everything was fake and he was basically stealing, right? But he turned the tide when he decided to free all those slaves,
Mm.
right? And that was a big turning moment where just like go out, set forth into this world, be great, do great, and um, do good unto man, right? Didn't they say like faith be with you or God be with you? Like whatever they kept on saying there,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, that was basically the message that he kept on saying. And I just
Right.
appreciated that man. That really hit home, and I left the theater thinking like, hey man, I'm gonna be president one day.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, but still.
Yeah. You got this, man. You got it.
I'm running this year, 2024, baby. Put me on the
Let's
ballot.
go.
So all right, team. That's our conversation about 2024's The Book of Clarence. JV, give me your thoughts and ratings, brother.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this movie, man. Ain't a whole lot to say other than it was very well put together. Um, the music was on point through the whole thing. The cast was awesome. Everybody really put forth a great telling of the characters that they were portraying. Um, and going from scene to scene, man, it really never got kind of uh, slacking as far as keeping your attention
Yeah.
because you really never knew what they were going to be doing next, right? It was all it was every scene was like, what do they get into this time? What's his plan now? Uh,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, man, I mean, the whole ride of the movie was really fun. Uh, serious here and there, fun sometimes, funny. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna give this one 4 buckets out of 5 this week.
Good deal.
So definitely
Good deal.
need to go check this one out. What about you, man?
So like I was just thinking, man, when you watch like I don't know. I don't know if you watched all those old school BC or early AD movies. Um, they don't really they used to make them big time back in like Hollywood. They don't really much
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
But I don't know if you've caught any of those, but just the way those characters acted and everything, it just seemed like they were acting.
Right.
Maybe it was a sign of the times. It was the 50s and 60s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the characters in this movie seemed very natural, right? Nobody was really acting. People were just on screen portraying these characters.
Yeah, well, everything was things you would see in a movie, but molded in a way to make fit in this particular time.
My point exactly. That is my point exactly, right?
Right, yeah.
Nothing is like, even though you're chilling in 33 AD Jerusalem, nothing is holier than thou in this movie, right? Jesus, yes, and what Jesus, yes, and what he does, but outside of his character, like everybody else just out there living. This could have been New York or Chicago 33 AD. You know what I mean? And you know, the vibe would have been the same. So people act like this, or do people act more like they did in Ben-Hur and all those other movies that came before this, right? This one, man, for me, very enjoyable. Had a good time. I loved Lakeith Stanfield from start to finish. Like he led the movie. Hell, he led the movie twice as one of Jesus' disciples, right? Thomas, right? That was really cool. He had an argument with himself multiple times in this movie. I just love that vibe, man. Cast was great. The direction was great. The music was great.
Yeah.
Maybe a little long in the tooth is probably like the downside of the movie here. For me, could have been a little shorter.
Yeah.
This one definitely gets 4 buckets of popcorn for me, man. This was one that I can definitely rewatch. Probably find more themes in this that I'll enjoy and learn from.
Yeah, any movie that's over, is 2 hours or over, Clyde, can always be a little shorter. I'm just saying. I think that's
most movies these days.
Yeah.
Thank you for subscribing to this week's episode, talking through the Book of Clarence. Next week, we'll be discussing the Jake Johnson directorial debut, Self-Reliance.
And that's streaming on Hulu.
Like always, I am Clyde Smith. You can find me across all socials. I am Clyde D. Smith.
I am Javier Villalobos. You can find me on all socials at Mr. J8200.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.